I used to think game development was just about making cool stuff. Now, I think it's one of the hardest and most powerful ways to train your brain. I failed, burnt out, rebuilt, and what I've learned from game development has changed how I work, learn, and stay focused every single day.
In this video, I'll show you why game dev is more than just a hobby, and how the process of building a game can rewire your mindset for success. Whether you're a dev or not, these lessons changed how I approach everything else I do. Part 1. Game dev forces you to think long term.
Game development isn't like a dopamine rush. It's the opposite actually. It forces you to think long term. There's no shortcut, there's no instant feedback, and that's exactly why it builds you.
You can't see results instantly. Systems take time to build. You might spend days building a system that nobody will ever see, like inventory logic, cooking triggers, UI states. It's like building the foundation of a house underground. It doesn't look cool, it doesn't feel rewarding, but without it, everything else collapses. Currently, I'm working on my game Wilderness Chef, where you collect ingredients in the wild and cook them to deliver them to customers. And when I was working on the cooking system for this game, it took forever to even get the basic cooking stations working. But once that was solid, suddenly the entire game opened up. Recipes, cooking ranks, progression, they all snapped into place.
It teaches delayed gratification. You work now for something that might only pay off weeks or months from now.
You start with nothing and build something from scratch. Every game starts like this. An empty scene, blank scripts, no sound, no assets, just nothing. It's just you and an idea. And the resistance is real. Every time you start a new system, your brain's like, where do I even begin? But over time, you stop getting paralyzed by that. You just begin, anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's messy or wrong.
That's the real skill game dev gives you. It's not just coding or design, it's being able to go into unknown and say, I'll figure it out.
It teaches patience, and that rushing things breaks more than it fixes.
Here's what game dev teaches you real quick. If you rush, you'll pay for it later. I lost count of how many times I've tried to just get it done, only to end up spending twice as long trying to fix what I broke later.
When I worked on my factory automation game, a game where you automate resource extraction, process them into products and sell to companies, I made different systems for every machine because it was easier than to build a new advanced system that works for them all at the time. What happened eventually? I had 5 different machines, all with similar logic, and ended up cleaning that mess up to create a system that would support all of them at the same time.
Game dev humbles you. It shows you that patience isn't just a virtue, it's a time saver. You stop chasing speed and you start chasing stability. Eventually, you start to love the slower moments, the debugging, the details, because those are what makes the game actually feel good.
Part 2. You fail constantly, and that's the point. Bugs, crashes, dead ends, it's never perfect the first time.
If you ever made a game, you know the cycle. You write some code, it should work, you press play and the screen goes black. Or the character flies in space, or nothing happens at all.
And that's normal. In fact, if everything works the first time, you probably forgot to test something. I'm usually more shocked every time a feature works on the first try than if it breaks.
Game dev teaches you to expect things to go wrong. Not because you're bad at it, but because it is literally part of the progress. It's like debugging is the real game and the game you're building is just the prize at the end.
Failure becomes data, not proof you're bad at this.
Early on, it felt like every bug was a personal failure. Like I wasn't smart enough to do this. But over time, that feeling changed.
Now, when something breaks, I see it as data, a clue, a next step. One of the biggest mindset shifts in game dev is this. Failure doesn't mean you suck. It just means the thing you tried didn't work, which gives you something to learn from, or a better question to ask.
You stop beating yourself up and you start getting curious instead.
You start to love small improvements, not just finished features.
When I first got into game dev, I only really cared about end result. I wanted to launch something, post it on itch.io or Steam and get people to play it. But now, I get excited when I fix the tiniest bug, or when a button animation actually feels nice for once.
Those little wins, they're addicting. They're what keeps you going when the big picture still feels far away. Because game dev is like building a giant machine, and every small part you fix makes the whole thing run better.
That shift from I need this to be done to I'm proud I made it better is honestly what keeps you from burning out. It becomes about progress, not perfection.
Part 3. Creativity only works when you have structure. Discipline gives your ideas a place to land.
It's easy to think that creativity is just random bursts of inspiration. But in game dev, those ideas only become real if you have a system to catch it. You might get an amazing idea for a new mechanic, but if you don't have a plan or don't have a habit of sitting down and working, that idea fades.
Discipline is what turns your ideas into progress. It's like a net. It doesn't kill creativity, it catches it. The more consistent you are, the more creative you get, because your brain knows there's a place those ideas can go. Deadlines, self-imposed or not, create momentum.
Game jams taught me this the hard way. You only have 2 or 3 days to create an entire game. You have to make decisions and you have to move fast. It's not about perfection, it's about momentum.
And honestly, those deadlines create the magic. You stop overthinking, stop second guessing, and you just build. Even outside game jams, I've started setting fake deadlines for myself every week. Like finish the save system and animal system before the end of the week, because that forces me to focus.
Without momentum, even the best ideas die out. But with it, even the most simple ideas can become something you're really proud of.
Systems let you be consistent even when you're not motivated.
Not every day is productive. Some days you wake up tired, distracted, or unmotivated. But if I already built a system, a routine, a checklist, or even a just next task written down, you don't need motivation.
I just sit down, look at the plan, and start. Motivation is nice, but systems are what make progress actually happen. If you want an easy system, just open up Trello or Notion, list all your to-dos and ideas, and you will always have something to do. This also helps you keep track of where you are and gives you a slight reward when you mark something as complete. Gamedev taught me this more than anything. If you build systems that are light, repeatable, and clear, you don't need to be on fire every day.
It's not about crushing it every morning, it's about showing up. It's about knowing what to do when you do. Just take the first step.
Now, if you're not into game dev, that's totally fine.
These things I've talked about, thinking long term, learning from failure, and building systems, these aren't exclusive to making games. You can learn the exact same lessons from things like
coding or building any software, starting a YouTube channel, learning an instrument or new language, sticking to a fitness routine, even writing a book or starting a blog.
Anything that pushes you to create consistently, face setbacks, and build something over time, that's where this mindset starts to grow. Gamedev just happened to be my way of learning it, and yours might be different, and that's totally okay.
The medium doesn't matter as much as the message, and that message is you don't grow by avoiding failure, you grow by showing up anyway.
Game development has taught me way more than just make games. It's taught me how to show up even when things aren't working, how to stick with something long enough to see it grow, and how to enjoy the process, not just the outcome.
That mindset has helped me in everything else I do. So whether you're a game dev or not, the real lesson is this. The things worth building take time, and the way you get there is by doing a little bit every single day, even when it's messy.
That's the mindset I'm trying to build, and if you're on that path too, you're not alone. If you want to know more about game development and my story with game development, watch this video here.